Hello gorgeous. Today I'll be talking about a topic that's very near and dear to my heart while I do my makeup. And that topic is the lack of representation of people of color in Western media. Now, I grew up in the early 2000s with no idols to look up to. And back then the representation was even worse than what it is now. Plus the cultural differences made me feel very isolated and made me feel like an outcast. But whenever there were brown people casted into a movie or a series, I felt a bit of a connection with them. However, a lot of the times the actors were told to emphasize their accent. And even with having just few brown people on shows and movies, it wasn't enough. With watching movies on my own, the first time I saw a Punjabi character in Western media was in the animated Spider-Man movie. But this movie came out recently and it still hasn't addressed the issue at hand because this Punjabi man was basically a background character. Still, very rarely you see a Punjabi person in Western media, so the fact that one time that I see a Punjabi character, they're a background character, I was just like, yeah, this still isn't enough. Now, when I watched Never Have I Ever, I was happy to see a brown person finally being the main character. However, it reflected Western culture. I would love to see a person of color being the main character of a movie or a show, and the movie or show actually reflect their own culture, rather than the culture that a majority of us are forced to follow. This would really help kids feel more seen and more welcomed. Plus, it could help everyone learn the diversity of this world. And on top of that, it would decrease the number of ignorant and disrespectful Karens. That was everything I wanted to talk about today, gorgeous. Thank you for listening. I hope you have an amazing day.